434-2222.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
That it is. It is a Friday edition, the pre-Colorado edition of On the Block. I'm Austin Norman. To my left, your right on stream, my partner, Husker Hall of Famer, 9-year NBA vet, E. Strazy.
Yeah.
What's good, partner?
I went over to the billboard today, man. I got a good up close and personal look at it. And
did it do you justice?
One of it was pretty cool, but I can't remember what this movie is, and I always know that the Sauter Heyman text line picks up Stricky whenever I know
all the movies you talk about.
A negative ghostwriter. So I just sent out a tweet on the block with Strick and Austin 937 on the block 937 and the ticket, and then 93.7, and it's the ticket, right?
Yeah.
And then also on Estrick 20, I put it out, and there's a movie, and I'm trying to think of what this movie is. So I'm pointing at the billboard with my finger, right? And it's right up under my picture. And the next thing that happens is I say, "Do you see what I see?" Is that Gremlins? Help me.
That's a Christmas song.
I know, but there was a movie when it was really prominent that they said that. It was like, "Do you see what I see?" And I gotta believe in my mind it was Gremlins. And it was a bunch of gremlins sitting up there on that billboard, and it was pretty dope. So that's how my day started off today, man. It is a lot of excitement brewing here in Lincoln. We're a lot of people have stopped by. We had a good meeting last night as well. Thursday went really well. Kev was in the building.
Ellie got a taste.
Coach was in the building. Coach B was in the building too, man. So it's been a wonderful couple of days, but definitely tomorrow's going to be excellent. And make sure you tune in for the pregame shows. They're going to be really nice as well.
We were 24 hours from kickoff pretty much at this time last week. We got to wait till the night. Pre-game coverage starts at 4 o'clock right here on these very airwaves. Post-game coverage will start basically as soon as the clock hits quadruple zero. Hopefully, we are in a party atmosphere. Hopefully, we get a Husker win over Colorado. We will talk about the keys to the game, what will make that most likely, pretty much all show long here during On the Block. This is brought to you by NEBCO. They're hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete. Apply today. Start your career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. NEBCO and Ready Mixed Concrete offer great pay, medical, and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they'll even pay for your CDL training. Visit nebcoinc.com or readymixedconcrete.com to learn more. Well, Stricky, a guy that QB1 for the Huskers has been compared to quite a bit, fair or unfair recently, Patrick Mahomes. The defending Super Bowl Chiefs score in every quarter. They take down Baltimore 27-20 by the thinnest of margins. Baltimore made a late drive, had 3 shots at the end zone. The last one was the closest, just about a quarter inch away from tying the game or going down 1 before the extra point. The Ravens were. Isaiah Likely's toe lands just out of bounds. It was a 1-possession game. Do you believe it was a one-possession game? Did Kansas City play better than the score indicates, or did Baltimore take steps to get better and catch Kansas City from where they last left off last season?
As I was watching the game, it didn't look that way. It didn't look like Baltimore was even in the game.
Mm.
It looked like Kansas City was going to run away with it. I mean, that's how it felt. That's what it looked like early on through the game. I was actually just still surprised that it was still that close. I actually felt that they were going to run away. There really wasn't much they can do. I mean, if you want to talk about using a quarterback so early in the season, the way that you use him in the running game, he needs a day off. Like, that's how much he was used in that game, in the running game. I mean, they really couldn't get it going. They were stacking the box. There really wasn't much in the pass game early on, especially that when they needed it, they were able to get it done. But they really weren't able to create a whole bunch of balance. They were really focused on Derrick Henry and locking him up. They had
13 for 46 in the tutties. All he got.
Yeah, they had to try to figure out a way to lock him down, because if you're able to have him, Lamar, and play action with pass going, you're in trouble. So they figured we're going to take this literally out. We're stacking the box. We're going to force you guys to beat us. And initially they weren't able to do that, but they were able to get back in and stay in the game.
Same 7-point margin, 27-20 instead of 17-10 from last year. And I'm with you, Strick. 2 potential drop touchdowns on the first drive by Chiefs receivers, picking up right where they left off last year. Really, really bad interception by Patrick Mahomes at, I believe it was the end of the first half or in the third quarter. Not good, got tipped. Weird decision from the best quarterback in the league. It didn't come back to bite him. But that's the problem with the Chiefs. You can play within a touchdown and convince yourself, like Isaiah Likely did, hey, that's if that's the best they play all year, they're in trouble. That's the worst that we're going to play all year, so Kansas City's in trouble. But you never get over the Kansas City hump, especially in the postseason, right? Because what Kansas City did, they were so creative offensively and defensively, watching some of the film breakdowns. They brought their safety, Justin Reed, up into the box multiple times and dropped a linebacker back as a safety to play some cover 2 a couple times. It's stuff like that that teams hadn't seen before from Kansas City that keeps them always just one step ahead. And then it comes down to when Kansas City needs the clutch play, Travis Kelce gets 2 feet in bounds. Isaiah Likely gets separation. It's a perfect ball from Lamar Jackson at the back of the end zone, but just enough lack of spatial awareness, the tippy top of his toes, they get Kevin Duranted at the end of the game. So you might think that you're 7 points away, but this was more of a 10-14 2-possession game than a 1-possession game.
Yeah, it just reminds me of my younger days when I used to go to a spot that, we still see out there, but it was called Ringling Brothers.
The circus.
The circus. And there's a segment in the circus where there's a bunch of guys jump out of a car and, they're all painted up and got big noses and they look real funny. And they look like they're silly. And they got these big old feet. And they're called clowns.
Yep.
He had the clown feet, and it was the tippy toes that did not stay in, and they end up losing the game. It's crazy, but it is part of the game, and the out of bounds is part of the game. And as you alluded to, it's spatial awareness. It just it wasn't fully there, and it's disappointing. I'm sure they're disappointed. Again, that's just another feather to put into the psyche of the mind. That you just can't get it done no matter how you do it. But I'm glad they fought and they stayed in it, didn't give up and give in, because I'm telling you, it did not look like they were even going to be in that game, let alone have an opportunity to
win
tie or win it.
Right. Yeah. Which is maybe a wake-up call for Kansas City, but they've kind of danced that line the whole time. And really, it shows that you only have to be 1 point better than Kansas City on the scoreboard, but you got to play 2 or 3 possessions better than Kansas City, because something will go wrong for you. No one has played a perfect game against the Chiefs yet. But Strick, I asked you this to end the segment.
Well, what do you think about Spagnuolo? Was it Spagnuolo? Who was the coach?
Yeah, calling the timeout.
Spagnuolo ran all the way down.
Okay,
so that's part of that Kansas City. Sometimes,
but hey.
What?
Cool it for a sec, please. I'm not a Chiefs defender or truther.
Yes, you are, because you're a Kansas City roll. So you're all things Kansas City.
Reed called the timeout. It was granted by the back judge. Spagnuolo ran down to get the other guy's attention to say, hey, it had been called. So it looks from the one camera angle like Spagnuolo's the one calling the timeout. But the back judge was still running up saying timeout. Reed got it off. Spagnuolo didn't see that, so he was trying to get the other guy's attention.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Watch the All-22, Stricky.
Boo. That's all I'll say to that. Okay.
Who do you hate more, Mahomes or LeBron? That's where the segment's going, Stricky. That's where we're going, right? This is where you're headed.
It's time for a break.
Hey, Crowbait says yes from Gremlins.
We got it was Gremlins, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man, see, Stricky. Sometimes I'm hanging on up there. Crowbait, thank you, my boy. You remember that scene? I know you remember that scene, man. It was just funny, but that's how it was, man. I was pointing up there. Do you see what I see? Yeah. That's the first thing that came to mind.
Stricky knows the stuff. That's why you're here on the block. We want your thoughts as well at 402-464-5685.
Pause a moment. No. You're going to have to bring that back. We need to rewind that. 2983 unnamed tester. I need an explanation on what you just put on this board. I need to understand what that was. What are you talking about? Maybe UConn over the course of.
Hey, who's more likely to three-peat, UConn or KC? Who's more likely?
Listen, usually the person that wins the Super Bowl, I want to look at their schedule. So you're gonna have to get me back on that one.
First place schedule.
Does it look like
it's a first place schedule? It's a tough schedule.
Okay, well then,
but UConn lost its three most important players.
Yeah, I'm gonna say better chance because of the I'm gonna say Kansas City.
Stricky getting lost in that sauce on a Friday.
I need an explanation. 2983 52.
We'll text and follow up and see if we can get something back.
Yeah.
When we get back, underrated key Huskers for tomorrow's matchup. Give us your X factors that could swing the game positively or negatively for Nebraska football. 402-464-5685, or leave a comment on stream, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. We'll see it. We'll get to it. We want your interaction here on the Kool-Aid Day. We're pumping it. Huskers over Colorado, just like 2983 said, 52-0. We'll be back right after this. Constructors is now hiring for all positions, with laborers starting at $23 and up based on experience. Constructors has immediate job openings for laborers, mechanics, bridge builders, operators, and drivers. Start your new career today. Constructors offers great pay, health, dental, and vision insurance, paid time off, paid holidays, and so much more. Join the crew today and be a part of Nebraska's oldest paving company dating back to 1908. For a complete list of openings and to apply online, visit constructorslincoln.com.
Looking for a place to relax and unwind after a busy day? Cigars Lounge at 8th and Q in the Haymarket is the perfect place to enjoy good company, a cocktail, and of course a cigar. Visit Cigars Lounge on Tuesdays for Top Shelf Tuesday and enjoy 50% off select spirits. Cigars Lounge offers Perdomo, San Cristobal, Rock Patel, and more of the top stogie brands that you know and love. But that's not all. If you mention this ad between noon and 5 p.m., you'll receive 15% off your entire tab just by mentioning the ticket. Check out Cigars Lounge today at 8th and Q in the Haymarket.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles are possible this morning. Otherwise, probably the mostly sunny skies this afternoon, and a high around 76. Tonight, mostly clear skies, with a low around 49. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return, with an afternoon high around 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
If you're looking for tickets to the Colorado game, 93.7 The Ticket has you covered. There are 3 different ways to win one of 4 pairs of tickets. 1, like our 93.7 The Ticket page on Facebook and share the post. 2, follow our 93.7 The Ticket account on Twitter and repost the announcement post. 3, come on down to 1040 O Street, buy a drink from the mill, and enter your name in the box. All drawings will be done at noon on Friday. Get entered now.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and Truck Month is back. We have absolutely gigantic savings right now at Koppel. They are offering $12,500 off on select new pickups. That is not a mistake. You heard right. $12,500 off list price right now on select new pickups. Those discounted units, though, will not last long. These are all manager specials. You have to come in now, so hurry in down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did. Stock number G356093 must trade.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You just heard a commercial for Highball Bar. There are great friends just across the street from us, literally 11th and O, just across the street from us, Highball Bar. If you're going to be downtown, if you're going to the game and you want pregame or you want to party after the game, guess what? We got $10 for you. $10 for the first person on the text line to tell me who scored Nebraska's rushing touchdown last season against Colorado and who caught the touchdown pass last season against Colorado. 402-464-5685. $10 to our friends at Highball Bar. Again, just across the street from us on 11th and O. Great atmosphere, great staff over there, great variety of drinks for you. Again, 402-464-5685. $10 over there. You tell me who scored the Huskers' rushing touchdown and who caught the touchdown pass for the Huskers last year. I'm Austin Norman, Eric Strickland making his way back into the studio here, really diving into Nebraska, Colorado, the rest of the show. Underrated X factors. We'll go to the text line first because I asked you guys for those as well. 32-13. Stricky, this is right up your alley. An underrated X factor for Nebraska, Princewell Uman-Miel. And if he gets to Shedeur Sanders, big X factor. What say you?
I'm going to spread that out and say not just him, but yes, him. 1.5 sacks, 2, love it. I think if you add that, and then you also add in the fact of Lynn Hart up the middle pressure from Big Panda. I mean, Big Polar Bear. I want to keep calling him the Panda because he's such a soft-hearted dude, but he's freaking a maniac in the middle.
Do you remember Ty Robinson's nickname? Nash is the Polar Bear.
No, what's Ty's?
The Vanilla Gorilla.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a freaking monster. He's big. He's a big boy.
He is.
But that up the Panda. If you know, you know.
Even I know.
And that's the crazy part. You knew that. But I like if they can get just in his face. You know what I'm saying? Just make those lanes not just be so available and make him have to thread the needle or make him have to make a great play. Like as accurate as he is, I don't care who you are. I mean, you got guys in your eyesight, in your eye line, you're going to have to, do something that's not as mechanical as you normally would to try to get that thing off. And just keep him in the pocket, but keep him from just having lanes to run or to pass. And I think that's going to require some extra pressure. And however they get it, just get knockdowns, hurries, just all of those things. I think they'll be fine.
And to be fair, Nebraska did get to Shedeur Sanders last year. Yeah. 8 sacks. And it wasn't enough, but that's not to say don't go do it again. 86-51. Emmett Johnson breaks out. Huskers win at 31-17. All right, Stricky. Who's the key running back for Nebraska? Which running back fits the style of game that Nebraska needs to play?
I'm going to say Irvin or Dowdell, to be honest.
Big boys?
I think he'll be a great change of pace. I think he'll come in and give you some things that I think is still going to be valuable. But this is going to be ground and pound, to use a UFC term. That's the way I see it. That's what you're going to want to do because I think it's going to be a back and forth. But I think if you just continue to wear on them, I think if you get guys pulling on the outside and start, making Hunter duck out, you know what I mean? Like, because he likes to come down and try to get in there. Like, okay, let me send one of these guards pulling out on him, and
32-13 says the offensive guards.
That's what he said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the way I envision it, man. That get guys pulling out there, like make them guys feel it a little bit on the edges. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I think an Emmett Johnson, Ramir Johnson. That's where I think their advantage would take into account there.
The guards, for those who might not know, Justin Evans on the left, Micah Mazuka on the right. Strick, the guy that I think determines a lot of the game tomorrow is the guy between them, Ben Scott.
Yeah.
Veteran center. Colorado's not going to be basic. They're not going to be vanilla. They're going to try to confuse Dylan Raiola. It is on Ben Scott as the senior, as the upperclassman, as the leader of that offensive line to make sure he and Dylan Raiola are on the same page and that all 5 offensive linemen are on the same page.
That's a fact.
We heard that the thing Matt Rule wanted Dylan Raiola to prove he had more mastery of to earn the starting job was pocket presence. If Colorado's edges get free, if they get, direct access, as Jay would say, up the middle, it's going to be hard for Dylan Raiola to have success, especially if he's still working through pocket presence. So to me, the underrated key is that communication between Ben Scott back to Dylan Raiola and Ben Scott out across the offensive line, just to make sure everyone is on the same page and just give Nebraska a chance to get the play off to a good start.
Yeah, I agree. I don't need to add on to that. That's an agreeable thing. What they saying on the text line? Because I mean, that's just. I mean, I've always said that I thought Ben Scott was an important factor in this season. Is just with his you said all the things that I've said about him. I don't know if there's much I can really add to that one because It's what it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to which front line is going to be able to not only control the line of scrimmage, but also defend the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
And keep their quarterback from having to have scramble brains.
Right.
As far as,
Right.
just where are they coming from now, type of deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is why I think on the defense, an underrated group is going to be the linebackers. We're being told that Colorado wants to pass. They're not going to stick to the run. But Strick, I think back to the Trey Palmer game against Purdue a couple of years ago. The reason Purdue was able to get off to the start it did and get out to the lead wasn't because of the passing game. It was because of Devin Mockabee. Crazy legs, right? Running for a career best in yards. That was a Purdue team that ran for less than 4 yards a carry going into that game, but they found something that worked against the Nebraska defense, and they were able to go to it just enough to then open things up for their passing game. So no, Colorado's running game isn't good. Yes, I have confidence in the Nebraska defense to stop it, but that comes down to the linebackers, right? Early, if Colorado wants to run the ball to say, hey, we can play your style of game, because I think they're just arrogant enough they might try. Linebackers have to be ready. If the run game is Colorado's adjustment, linebackers can't be on their heels, let the offensive lineman get up into them, and then let Colorado rip off a chunk play. So then you have to bring guys down into the box. Then you open up one-on-ones on the outside. Do I think Colorado has success in the run game? No. Have crazier things happened? Yes. So
yeah, I concur. I always believe that's where it's going to be. It's going to be gap integrity. It's going to be discipline. It's going to be, as you said yesterday, the words I believe were, we're not trying to win a game on one play.
Right.
It's just none of that can happen. And as long as you don't do that, and you're systematic about how you're breaking them down. And for me, it's just to me it looks like a boxing match.
Yeah.
If that's the best way that I can explain what I'm talking about as far as methodically handling them in every facet of the game. That's like in a boxing match. I mean, some of them don't look sexy. Some people don't like Mayweather fights. Some people may not even like Bud Crawford's fights because he's such a tactician.
Yeah.
Like everybody wants to see Tank. Like Tank is coming to knock heads off. He's tactician too early. He's bodying early. But that's what I'm talking about. Read, respond, okay, find out where weaknesses are, take your pots, break down the body, and then late, come on strong. That's what I'm thinking this game is going to look like. It's going to look like a close fight throughout the whole way. They win one round, you win one round. You might win two, then they come back with one, and you win, and they win two. And then at the end, it's just going to be pow, pow, pow. You're going to start finding your way into those punches. I just don't think they have the depth we have that we were able to maintain.
Would you say
it's
they
tough
not
to
like
get
us?
depth that they not like us. It's tough to get the depth, and that doesn't mean they can't win, because when you have skilled players, if you allow skilled players to get active and start doing skillful things, you could take an L there.
Well, I think Colorado wants to win by knockout with the big play, the big punches. I think Nebraska is okay winning by technical knockout.
Yeah.
Added up at the end of the rounds. A couple more from the text line here. Bill and Bennett says, don't you guys think we need to get Fidone more downfield when we pass him the ball? 3 catches for 1 yard for Thomas Fidone last week. They did use Thomas Fidone much more horizontally than vertically. If they get him up the seam, sure, maybe that's an X factor. But if they keep using him in and around the line of scrimmage and he's got to break a tackle or be quicker than someone, he's a non-factor again.
Yeah. I said this on yesterday because we talked about some of this as far as keys, and I truly believe that if Thomas Fidone is who he is and who he should be and who we believe him to be, this should be a big game for him. I don't have full belief in their linebackers. I think they're solid linebackers. I don't know if they're running and coverage linebackers. Their interior safeties are strong and hard hitting safeties. They're not always running and coverage safeties. So that's where I think slots, Janarin, Barney, Lloyd.
Throw Lloyd in there, sure. Carter Nelson's the horizontal tight end more than Fidone.
I really think interior especially with play action early and often, which would then open up outside crossings, middle, because they don't like to play a whole bunch of man with their safeties.
Mm-hmm.
If you just look at it, they'll play outside. They'll play some outside with some zone, with some flats. With their linebackers will get flat on swing outs or some form of angle routes by the running backs. But for the most part, they're not gonna only when they're blitzing and they're testing you will they go just all out man, and that's where you got to take advantage of them. And it's got to be with the interior guys.
I'm with you, because what you do is you'll attack two routes to one player. If the safety is responsible for the deepest guy, get your tight end just over the linebacker. Make sure the safety's cleared out with a deep receiver, whether it's speed from Lloyd, he's caught up, going across the field with Barney, whatever it is. Then sneak Fedoni and have Dylan Raiola kind of layer that 12 to 17 yard throw. And maybe that's a way for Nebraska to be successful. A couple more here before we go to break from the text line. A Nebraska-Missouri 2010 start would feed families. Gabe Ervin emulating Roy Halu would get the crowd ridiculous. Roy Halu in that game in 2010 for Nebraska, 28 carries, 307 yards on the ground, 3 touchdowns, including a run from 66 and a run from 73. If Gabe Ervin goes for 307 yards and averages over 10 yards per carry,
I'm all for it.
Nebraska's winning that game.
Facts. There's nothing you can do if he goes buck wild like that. There's nothing you can do about it.
One last one from the text line, at least. Old Dad 34, this game comes down to how our lines play. I believe our defensive and offensive lines are better. It's looked that way so far. What'd you pop up there on screen, Stricky, from Facebook?
Man, Scott August, I think it's Friedenberg, has been working with Jay.
Hey.
To possibly bring it on down here. We tell you guys are welcome to come on down here, say hello, wave.
Pop it right up the curb, pop it right out in front.
Yeah.
It's fine. Do it.
Yeah, all of that. He's gonna he's got a Harley that's juiced up.
We'll race the Harley against the golf cart. How about that?
Oh,
how about that?
That'd be a loss for the golf cart. Sorry about that.
Hey, you can go 25, so watch out. The quick start. We'll go to break. Excuse me. We'll go to break. We'll wrap up with a couple college football games that we'll be watching outside of Nebraska and Colorado. Then we'll dive into more Huskers and Buffs for hour 2 of the show. Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
It's the best time of the year to order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower from Landmark Implement during the early order program. Hay harvest is a race against time. Order a new John Deere self-propelled windrower to harvest your hay quickly and efficiently while promoting quick dry down for quality hay. Now is the time to lock in the best price of the year. Contact your local Landmark location for full details on a new self-propelled windrower and experience the Landmark difference.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
Nebraskans are proud of their public schools. Hi, I'm Tim Royers. As a Nebraska Teacher of the Year, I traveled across the state and saw the value public schools bring to our communities every day. They're where our kids get the skills and opportunities they need to succeed. They're where families come together to enjoy a musical, cheer for our teams, talk with teachers, and build trusted relationships. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake. If you're looking for tickets to the Colorado game, 93.7 The Ticket has you covered. There are 3 different ways to win one of 4 pairs of tickets. 1, like our 93.7 The Ticket page on Facebook and share the post. 2, follow our 93.7 The Ticket account on Twitter and repost the announcement post. 3, come on down to 1040 O Street, buy a drink from the mill, and enter your name in the box. All drawings will be done at noon on Friday. Get entered now. Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Early break.
And then a week after retirement, he was flipping burgers in a what would you call that truck? A
Food truck?
Food truck.
What kind of truck would that be with food in it? Words are hard. What is that? There's a truck. They show up. They show up at noon, and then they drive in, and it's a food. Oh, I can't put it together. I can't get this food truck.
Food truck.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's the only game that matters here in the 402 and the 308. But there are other college football games going on outside of Nebraska and Colorado. Austin Norman, Eric Strickland with you. A few to get to here before we wrap up hour 1. Hour 2, we turn our attention back to Nebraska, Colorado. But Stricky, going on tonight, you got BYU versus SMU, Big 12 versus ACC matchup, not a Mountain West versus Southwest Conference matchup. Well, we'll start, though, on Saturday. Texas, Michigan.
Yeah.
Texas didn't look great early, pulled away for a 52-0 win over Colorado State. Michigan really let Fresno hang around in the big house. It was 16-10 before 2 late touchdowns put it away for the Wolverines. How are you feeling? What's your takeaways from Texas, Michigan? Who do you think comes out on top?
Well, I just think that it's going to be a struggle for Michigan this year. They just got a lot of distractions. I think they got through it last year. They just don't have the same running game combo. Let me just say that.
Mm-hmm.
It can be a real focal point for them. I don't know if their pass game is going to be as good as it was with that balance that they had. They're gonna really focus on Donovan Edwards.
Yep.
Donovan Edwards. They're gonna really focus on him and try to lock that down, make them very one-dimensional. Texas is pretty staunch in the run game.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna beat the brakes off of Colorado when they see them, especially with clowns like this cat that be on here running his mouth like he acts like he knows what's going on. I can't wait to see that one when they get the brakes beat off of them. But nonetheless, I'll just say that it's still going to be it's going to be a good game because it's at home.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're at home, you take care of business. You should take care of business. And that's what when they come into your spot, you're going to hold down the fort. And I think they'll play hard. I think they'll play well. It'll just come down to, mistakes and who's more disciplined and
mm-hmm.
who has less penalties. It's all those basic things that normally you need to do, especially if you're going to try to win a game against a pretty good opponent.
Thomas and Lincoln says, hook 'em horns by 14+. I would have given Michigan more of a chance in this game, except Stricky, they're messing with something that didn't need to be messed with. Instead of going blue jerseys on yellow pants, Michigan's going full Navy and ruining a great color matchup. So I am pissed at Michigan in advance for that decision. The other game I think we need to mention here, Strick, very quickly, Boise State and Oregon, taking place in Autzen Stadium. Boise State had Ashton Jante run for 267 yards and 6 tutties against Georgia Southern, while Oregon struggled to put away Idaho, dominated the box score, but only won at 24-14. They dropped 4 spots in the AP poll this week despite the win. Do you give Boise a shot as 20-point dogs on the road to do the unthinkable?
I think anything's possible, especially if you have a run game like that. Obviously, they're going to make that a huge focal point, but if you're not very good in that area, what can you attribute that first game to? Overlooking them? That's not a good sign.
Pretty bad sign.
That's not a good sign when you don't have and take a business mentality going into the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you're going to find that they're going to be tested in that manner, because a lot of people believe that Boise State is a team that can get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
So Boise State's going to be looking at it as a resume builder.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be looking at it as a potential upset. Remember, because I think when Boise State's program first got set off, it started with an upset, and my mind is not.
Well, remember they beat Oregon, and that's when LeGarrette Blount punched the dude. From Boise.
That's what it was, right?
Well, then they beat Oklahoma in the Cotton Bowl or Fiesta Bowl.
They shot up. This is, I think this is like a program definer again, another opportunity to be able to springboard themselves back into the national discussion. They were there for a period. They made some noise. They were a little ahead of their time, but they set the groundwork for your Cincinnati's, for the UCF type.
Yeah.
They really set the
TCU
groundwork for
that
them
same time.
same time.
Mm-hmm.
They just were not the beneficiary of that work that they put in, because they ended up going to bowl games and beating good teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're going to be probably looking at this as another opportunity to do so.
Huskers and Buffs at 6:30. You'll get Texas, Michigan earlier in the day, Boise State, Oregon later at night. We'll go to break. We want your thoughts, though. Which is more important for Nebraska on Saturday? How the offense performs or how the defense performs? Let me know. Let Strick know. 402-464-5685 or with a comment on stream. And don't forget, half an hour from now, we're breaking down the huge recruiting weekend for Nebraska against Colorado. Brian Munson, our guy covering all things recruiting from Husker Online, will join us at 3:30. Don't go anywhere. Hour 2 of On the Block on a Friday comes your way momentarily. Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Male. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmale.com.
Rosie Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience, but just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event. Lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $399 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1003769, $399 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 5652 and sign and no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must have new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 9/3/24. See dealer for details.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and Gold Star parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scotts Bluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Hello, everybody. Keith Jackson. Behind me, Memorial Stadium, University of Nebraska, Lincoln. Today, the unbeaten Colorado Buffaloes are thundering across the plains to take on the undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers. Sort of reminds me of that old Roger Miller lyric, "You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd." Well, I would suggest to you that the Cornhuskers intend to find out.
And Detmer in and out of the hands, and it's intercepted on the opening play of the game by Travis Hill.
Colorado starts first down and 10 to go. They'll start from their 16-yard line. Jay Foreman is now in the game at middle linebacker for Nebraska. Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
They've got a 4 wide receiver group on 2nd and 10. Detmer will go down. And the ball is loose. I think he took it right away from him. Morella's got it for Nebraska. Does he have enough? Is it long enough? He got it! Calvin Jones. He's got to go. Touchdown. That's healthy competition. 47 yards. Touchdown, Nebraska. Hawkins pass. Got it complete at the 32. Comes loose. Knocked out by Nebraska. And it's Gomes down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled at the 3-yard line. Here's Lance Lewis, the fullback. He's going to score. Came in averaging over 8.5 yards a carry. We told he doesn't see it often, but when he does, he makes it count. 34 yards, touchdown.
Hawkins in the gun gets the snap. Sets, throws, batted down, intercepted at Ndamukong Suh. Suh to the 20, 15. Hawkins traps him, knocks him, touchdown Suh. Ndamukong Suh's second touchdown of the year.
How about that, Husker fans? Our own Rico got that put together for us. Welcome into hour 2 of On the Block. Austin Norman and Eric Strickland with you. We are inching closer to game time between the Huskers and the Buffaloes. 402-464-5685. Which is more important for the Huskers tomorrow, the offense or the defense? We'll get into that for the next 15 minutes or so before we have a conversation with our guy, Brian Munson, on our Allo Fiber VIP line. Stricky, if I had to ask you, which side of the ball will go further in determining how tomorrow goes for Nebraska? Will it be how the offense performs or how the defense performs?
I'm going to have to say the offense. I think the defense is going to do what the defense is going to do. I think the defense is going to play well. I think the defense is going to get stops when they need to get stops, get off on some third down conversions, and then there are going to be some where they're going to make plays. As long as the defense does a good job stopping the run and not letting them in long third down situations, just continually on drives make plays, then I think they'll be fine. It's when the offense has got to have movement. The offense needs to have a similar, output in the game plan that they had against Our last UTEP against UTEP. They have to have that same type of output. And again, I think the interior passing game has to light them up for big plays. Because I think the run game is going to bring them down. If you're getting 4 or 5, 6 yards of carry, you're going to have to come down. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to stop clock. You're a team that likes to have the ball and likes to get in a rhythm and likes to be in a flow and all of this. If you're sitting over there for long periods of time, it's going to be frustrating. So you can see that's going to be something where they're going to want to come down. They're going to want to blitz more. They're going to want to take chances, and that's when you need to light them up with the big receivers on the outside in those moments.
Strick says offense. What say you? Text line 402-464-5685. We will go to Thomas and Lincoln first. He says special teams. How special teams performs will determine the game. Missed field goal for the Huskers last year. A shank punt up in Boulder certainly set the tone as well. Return game seemed fine, right? Ja'Cory Barney, Matt Rule said, was a block or two away from breaking one. He averaged 25 yards per return, which is good. Quinn says defense needs to be on point. I would say it needs to show up more than offense. Offense is in good hands with Lil Cuzzo, is what Patrick Mahomes referred to Dylan Raiola as. 2441 says defense, what got Huskers to win natties in the past? Defense, GBR. Scott and Lincoln, I think it's more important how the defense plays. Colorado only has a chance to win if their offense is clicking, so the defense needs to show out. Gorilla Bear, it's time for the defense to win a game for the Huskers. At the end of the day, you have to stop them, says Brad.
I mean, I agree with all that, but that's the thing. I think they're going to be fine. This is why I think the offense needs to make plays, because I believe the defense is going to be fine. If you just look at last year's game, defense did fine. What was your issue as to why you really lost the game? Offense. So you've got to figure out that offense is the thing that you're going to your defense is fine. There's nothing wrong with your defense. Your defense is a top 20 defense. They're going to be fine. You need your offense to move the ball. You don't need 3 and outs, because that's what wore your defense out. So I understand what you're saying. I do get it, but you're acting like the defense was bad last year. Like the defense is fine. It's your offense that needs to step up. And we just can't say, Lil Cuzzo will be fine. No, I mean, look, this is going to be one of the most high profile. I think he's going to be fine. But I'm just saying we can't just take that for granted.
Yeah.
That things are A-okay. But this is where I think we need to do. Our offense is going to need to start picking up slack. Make sure the defense has rest. Make sure the defense, when they come back on, they're fully, okay, we good. We ready to get back out there now. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to having to just run back out there after 3 and outs. That's what happened out there in Boulder. Let's be real.
Yeah. It is. Speaking of last year in Boulder, Strick, someone on Twitter said at halftime of last year's Nebraska-Colorado game, the offensive stats for either team looked like this. Nebraska at the half had run 34 plays for 134 yards. Colorado had run 35 for 136. But Nebraska's first 7 drives, to your point, fumble, punt, missed field goal, fumble, interception, punt.
That's what I'm talking about.
You were down 2 yards and 1 play. And yet on the scoreboard, you were down 13-0. Felt like, okay, hey, the game's within reach. But then Colorado did what Nebraska wants to do because the defense was on the field so long, because they were more athletic. Colorado took over in the second half. 10-7, they won the third quarter. 13-7, they win the fourth quarter. So yeah, Nebraska got on the board, but your first 7 drives were all not just not positive, but actively negative. If the offense cleans that up and it's a 0-0 game or a 10-10 game at halftime, different story.
Austin, that's what I'm talking about. So when I'm laying it out as an offensive situation that I'm hoping to see, that's why. I remember last year. I don't know if you guys forgot. I did it. The defense is fine. And the defense has gotten better to me because now they're fully healthy and you got depth. Yeah. So for me, I'm like, look, I believe when I looked at both parties, this defense is capable of handling them just fine.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't, then there's something that just drastically went wrong. That's the way I truly envision this. It's your offense that has been unproven. unproven
entirely.
So that's why I'm looking at.
Ryan P says offense needs to take care of the ball. Don't even remember how many turnovers they had last year. It was 4. The defense will be fine. Texter 1000 says Nebraska is going to come out with the ground and pound attack. And I'm waiting for the rest of the tweet to load. Yep. Rush for 350 tomorrow behind the road graders. If Nebraska rushes for 350,
it's a
oh boy.
It's a blowout.
Jesse, defense needs to hold, but the offense needs to help the defense by not putting them in bad spots like they have the past few years.
That's what I'm talking about.
If you're going to turn the ball over, don't do it at your own 25.
Do it like Dowdell did, where it could turn a negative into a positive.
Yeah. Right.
You phone on the 2-yard line. It turned a negative into a positive because that was the momentum shift that changed the whole game is when they got that safety.
The Mud Dog says, had the offense showed up last year, Nebraska would have won. The offense has to play well tomorrow to win. Defense is not the issue. Just play your game on defense, and Nebraska is good. Offense has to step it up.
I don't want the off. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What you got?
Go ahead. You can finish, my dog.
That's all he said.
I don't want. I heard one of the texters. Was it tweeters or texters? Texter? Or was it
I've been reading text line, yeah.
Okay. One of the texters stated that I want the defense to win the game. No. You want the defense to do their job and do their thing. I don't want the defense to have to win the game. Mm-hmm. That's Iowa football to me.
It's scary against an offense like this.
I don't want that. I want the defense to do their job. You've seen a 4x100 race?
Yep.
I want you to get off your mark, make it easy for me, put that hand back, and pass the baton to the offense and let them run on. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to see. Just a good balance of I did my job, your turn. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a show where they say, now you wild out. Now you wild out. That's Wilding Out by Nick Cannon.
Hey,
he got the show on TV. They got this little segment where, when it's my turn, now you wild out. It's your turn. I want you to go do your thing. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I want to see.
I don't think Nebraska can keep up in a shootout with Colorado, even if Colorado's defense is not good. I don't trust the offense that much quite yet.
Yeah, that part.
I think Nebraska wants this game played in the 20s. If it's down in the teens, that scares me a little bit because Nebraska's offense probably isn't clicking enough. If it's in the 30s, maybe I'm more confident in this offense than offenses from years past.
Well, I'm more confident in the defense. Our defense getting a stop before theirs.
Sure.
If we're in the 30s and they're in the upper 20s, I'm more confident that out of that whole game, our defense is going to be able to get a stop compared to theirs. So we're in agreement there. We're not saying nothing different.
No.
You're just saying offense. Okay.
But I think for Nebraska, the game plan is something in like the 28-21, 28-17 range. It's going to be really hard to keep Colorado beneath 20 points. 28-24, 31-24, something like that. That's where I think Nebraska is going to need to operate, where you put enough points on the board and probably do it early to keep Colorado playing from behind, but don't get discouraged if Colorado gets it back within a possession late. The way I can envision this going, Strick, is that the crowd is juiced up. Nebraska has momentum early. Colorado probably evens it. It's probably tied at halftime. Nebraska needs to dominate the third quarter. Colorado's probably going to get something late third, early fourth. And that's when the offense has to show something it hasn't shown for a few years, put a game away. If you're up 3 points or 4 points after Colorado scores, we talk about a shutdown inning from a pitcher, right? Your offense scores, you want to get back in the dugout. You need that if you're the Husker football offense, right?
No walks, no turnovers, no missed assignments, no gap, no 3rd and 12s, and they get a first. No, get off.
Execute that drive.
Right.
Get your offense back on the field, and then the offense has to punch the ball in the end zone. Don't take it from a 3-point game to a 6-point game with a field goal. They're one play away from tying and taking the lead.
Yeah.
If Colorado gets it back to a one-possession game, it is paramount for the offense to score right after that. If you're not going to score, the bare minimum is make Colorado go the length of the field. But no killer mistakes early. If you're going to make a miscue, make it late in the drive. Flip the field before you mess up, and obviously don't mess up at all if you can. But growth for this offense to me in this game will be when Colorado has success on Saturday offensively. Nebraska can't try to match it and do it the same way. But Nebraska has to put the same 7 points on the scoreboard by any means necessary.
Shout out shout out to those on the stream that have been writing. Richard on the Facebook stream, he said, who won the ticket giveaway? There has been winners. That has been taken care of. I don't know the exact names. I don't know if Austin knows the exact names, but
if
there
you're
have
a winner,
been 3
you've
winners.
been contacted.
They've been contacted. There's 3 of them, and just know that has happened. We just don't. We probably won't even get. We wouldn't even give the names out over the air, even if we did know them. Go ahead.
AD and Raph, listen from the golf course, Stricky. Our boys.
What?
AD and Raph.
You know what?
Swinging them sticks.
You know what? AD and Raph.
Love you guys.
No, I don't.
Oh,
I see you. You no Stricky cigar, huh? Stricky can't have an athlete with y'all, huh? I see how you do it. You want to go when Stricky's on? Okay, I remember that.
Plenty more on the text line here. We got about 5 minutes before we'll go to break. Call up Brian Munson.
We love you guys.
Good point from 5704. Ty Robinson was suspended for the first half of Colorado last year. Had the targeting call in the second half against Minnesota, had to sit out, and then the first half against Colorado. He still says defense, if it's not good and turns into a shootout, he doesn't know if we can keep up. 1100 said, don't let Shedeur Sanders scramble and make plays. Thunder Not Collins, if you're telling me the difference comes down to coaching, I'm taking Matt Rule over Coach Prime every day. Here's the thing, Strick. Matt Rule still has a lot to prove in game management. You didn't get to see it against UTEP, right? But those questions aren't necessarily solved. But we saw Dion play North Dakota State right back into that game with how he managed the last 4 minutes.
Yeah. And if I'm Coach Sanders, I'm definitely having a discussion about that. You would hope that he would definitely do that, is understanding, because I know he doesn't call the plays, and I know he's not that he's the manager of the team. And I would have been, if it was me on the sideline, definitely would have been having a conversation. Hey, what you guys got going on up there? I kind of want to know kind of your thought pattern, so then I can say, I don't know if he does that or not. You know what I mean? But you're right. You have to take accountability as the head coach in the way that the game is managed, because that is part of your assignment. But definitely you need to have a conversation with that OC as to what we need to do and not do in order to let these guys back into the game.
0278 is copping out, saying offense and defense are important. I mean, come on. Thanks, 0278. Then let's go to Cody. Hey, fellas, I'm not sure if I'm the only one that feels this way, but I'm very excited, but also very nervous. I'm just ready to be excited and drink the Rule-Aid, but the trauma of being a Husker fan has me hesitant.
Okay. There's a wonderful gentleman by the name of Jack Stark. He taught me some things.
He was the
he was a sports psychologist for us at Nebraska, and he's taught me techniques. He's taught me things, because I've understood how you felt. If I would have succumbed to every feeling that I have felt, the negativity in itself puts you in position to have and draw magnetism to that. Words spoken become action, thoughts and thoughts become actions. Then the magnetism of that draws that potentially to you. And so I would start having I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about you. I'm not trying to be a psychologist, but I'm saying to myself, I would start then having positive self-talks. If I have a bad night shooting, if I have a bad night playing, if I missed free throws when I know that could have made a difference in the game, it's easy for me to get down. And then those self-doubts cause, internal sabotage of myself for next shot. You have to learn how to wipe that away. You got to learn to have positive self-talks, and you got to believe. And that's all I can say. We've got to put positivity on it and just say, hey, listen, I get it. We've dealt with it. We felt it. It's that thing they call the monkey on your back and all those things like that. All these little what are they called? Colloquialisms. Yeah, man. And we've got to kind of break out of that. We got to break out of that. We've got to start saying,
as a fan base and as
a collective, as a fan base, and them as a team too. Yep.
Cody, appreciate you listening. Love your support. Appreciate you for texting in and your support of the show out in Broken Bow. We'll go to break. When we get back, who's in town for Nebraska, Colorado? We know it's the 94 reunion. Is the next wave of national championship talent coming to the sidelines? We'll get Brian Munson of Husker Online's breakdown when we get back.
You've seen them come and go. Franchise testosterone clinics that pop up and then whoosh, they're gone. These franchise clinics quickly find out it's not easy to compete with Limitless Mail. Limitless is locally owned and operated with a flawless protocol that has elevated them to be the best in men's testosterone replacement and sexual performance. By adding GLP-1s, our patients are losing weight in a healthy way. To feel your optimal best, schedule a free consult at limitlessmail.com.
Discover the difference that expertise and experience can make in your real estate journey with Next Ag Appraisal and Realty. Whether you need an appraisal, sales, or farm management, Next Ag comes up with a solution with your legacy and goals in mind. Next Ag isn't just their name, it's your future. So why wait? Visit their website today at www.nextagrealestate.com or give them a call at 402-380-0432 and turn your dreams into reality. Your land, your legacy, their solutions. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is Jordy Ball for Anderson Ford. For years, Anderson has relied on an exceptional customer experience. But just this once, they're going to rely on a really great pitch.
It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event. Lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for $399 per month.
Experience better at Anderson Ford.
Stock number 1003769, $399 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, $56.52 and sign no security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 9324. See dealer for details.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to MWRbuildingandfence.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
It's the fall sports season, and that means that the school year is back in session and you're planning road trips for Nebraska football games and following your kids around to their different events. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car struggling through another season. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Lake and find your next ride. As your fall schedule gets busy, you'll need a reliable way to get to your destinations. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's 3:30, which means it's Brian Munson time. No, it's not Monday. It's not post-Colorado. It's Friday pre-Colorado. We switched things up a little bit because we knew it was going to be a huge recruiting weekend for the Huskers against Colorado. We go to our Allo Fiber VIP line. Allo Fiber is where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local heart.
Yeah.
I almost tripped up on a Stricky, but I got there.
You got there.
It.
See?
Eventually.
And while we got B Months, one of Texas and Dallas's finest, my boy. What's going on, B Munson?
I'm doing well, guys. I'm actually sitting up in Gretna right now.
Yeah.
So we were in Columbus last night doing a little Hall of Fame induction for Tim Carpenter.
Nice.
Yeah, so up here enjoying your weather until I go back
to the heat box. That part.
I know, but I'll be camped out in front of that television set shortly after I get home.
And before Austin goes nuts about the recruiting stuff, I wanted to specifically talk to you about this one thing and to really get your perspective on whether or not you believe this is something in the future, because you have situations where Oklahoma is telling recruits, no, you can't go. Once you commit here, no, you don't step on campus. This ain't, you know how you used to have show and tell. No, this ain't none of that. There ain't no fun and games up there. It's all about Sooner, Boomer, Sooner. That's how they roll. But on the other hand, you have Miami going into Florida State and
Florida, Stricky.
I mean, Florida, yeah, Florida Gators in the swamp and bucking them real bad and going in there and all of a sudden saying to all of their recruits, you know where you need to go. This ain't the place for you. You know, is that the new recruiting strategy of the NIL era?
I think that is such an unusual dynamic. I mean, you know, you separate those two schools, Gainesville and Miami, you know, and don't get me wrong, Florida is a very long state, top to bottom. But, you know, they're all recruiting the same dudes. Yeah. And those guys are in Gainesville partly to obviously watch the Gators play, you know, Gators and figure out what the Gators are doing and how they do things and see an environment. But they also chose that game more than likely because they know the opponent and they want to go watch a good game because they probably are getting recruited by both programs. Mm-hmm. So those guys that are out there on the football field are likely have hosted some of those dudes that are then on the visitors on the other sideline as recruits or visitors of that other program. And they're just, it's not rubbing their nose in it, but it's like, we're trying to open your eyes here. Like, you know, and I don't think the U has had a lot to, you know, basically boast about, you know, for a while. They haven't had a quarterback, you know, in a long time. And now it looks like they finally do. So, you know, that's kind of probably one of the biggest cases solved for those guys. But yeah, that is a really weird dynamic right there between those two programs. But the biggest thing there is, they're both those programs are recruiting the same dudes from the same area, and the guys that were on the sideline are just as aware, you know, of who the team is that they're there, you know, being recruited by, as you know, in comparison to the team is that they're playing against, because they've been and seen both people and they are both sides, and they know people on both sides.
While we're on that topic there, Brian, with Cortez Mills, what's most likely here? If he shows up on campus for the game tomorrow, does Oklahoma revoke his scholarship? Do they stay true to their word? What are the possible outcomes here?
Yeah, well, I know I was obviously communicating with Dawson Merritt and with Cortez Mills about this stuff, because I had the information, of course, that those guys were coming in very early in the week. I don't want to say, maybe it was probably Sunday night, maybe it was Monday morning. And one of the things that I wanted to kind of make sure with them, because I didn't want to jam them up, was that they had a conversation, you know, with their schools that they're committed to. I don't think it's my job at all to create a story or to report a story that then creates another. Is what I'm trying to say. I'm not in that business, and And honestly, both of those guys have been incredible to work with. And they have been awesome with me. They're awesome with the rest of our network. I would never want them to jeopardize anything that they were trying to accomplish. So they're coming to Lincoln because it's going to be a great environment. I think because Nebraska hasn't backed off of recruiting those guys since they committed to whatever school they're going to, either whether it's Alabama or Miami, or Oklahoma. And I think that they have that door at least open a crack. And I think a great environment Saturday night, followed by a win, against Colorado, is going to go a long way, at least to kind of keep the thought process kind of moving along about what is the potential? What is the potential here? And I think like with Cortez, it's interesting. They got 5 wide receivers in that class already for Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the highest rated dude. Don't get me wrong. And there's good reason for that. I consider him to be the best 50-50 guy in the country. But he could also see the guys on the field on Saturday night when you look at Banks and you look at Nayor and you go, those are guys that potentially are looking at going pro after 1 year in Lincoln. And if that's the case, who's there to take over those roles, take over those spots? And I think that would be a situation there where Mills would be, definitely see that and understand like, hey, I could go to Nebraska tomorrow, be in a position to kind of take those spots, take those catches and do something with them right away. So I think that that's interesting. And then Merritt, the geography here is really, and the location is really interesting. I mean, he's only 3 hours away from home. Dad's a coach for the Kansas City Chiefs, keeps everything very, very close. Obviously, Alabama is Alabama still, regardless of Saban not being there. But I think Nebraska can make a very compelling argument for him.
How often is it that schools tell recruits they're not allowed to go once they're committed? I know Michael Rose-Ivy tweeted that Bo told him the same thing back in the day about him going to Ohio State. Is it for like the highest priority guys schools say this? Is it rare for schools to say? How often does this happen?
I think Iowa has 100% no visit policy. I don't think that they allow anybody to cut it. Once they've committed, they don't allow them to kind of go ahead and leave. I really kind of appreciate, what Scott Frost was doing before ahead of Matt Rule, and Matt Rule seems to have kind of stayed the course on this policy. But I think Nebraska understands that, they got guys committing to them in July. They're going to get pressure from guys, and other teams to kind of go take these visits, go take a look around. And if they don't have that kid 100% in the boat, they may risk this thing as like a late December signing day flip. They want those guys to go to the place where they feel like is the right spot for them. I mean, Matt Rule has said it. Make the best decision for you. Mm-hmm. So when those guys are taking those extra visits, afterward, after they committed to Nebraska, yeah, I can understand how people see that as a slight. I understand like people see that as like a little bit of a backhand towards Nebraska, but I think the coaching staff sees it as we aren't scared to compare ourselves to those other schools. So go ahead and go take a look, and when you come back, we actually still feel good after you go ahead and see whatever you're going to see.
We're talking with Brian Munson of Husker Online here during On the Block. He's on our Aloe Fiber VIP line. You can check out his work, including, quote-unquote, the list that he put out on 3 Husker Online. A group of, what'd you say, Brian, just about 40 visitors in total, including the guys you've already talked about?
Yeah, so 40, right. So it would be 41 because we mentioned 42. We mentioned Merritt, we mentioned Mills. We bring in Michael Terry, we bring in Christian Jones. They were kind of that last 2025 group, that weren't committed to Nebraska, could be committed to other schools. And that's kind of then brings that list down to 40. But then from there, you have like 11 commitments in the 2025 class, which brings you down to like 29. But then from there, you have 26, I want to say, players between the 26 and 27 class. And they've already have offers. All of them already have offers from Nebraska. This is like the most amazing weekend for that one reason, guys, because when you and I have talked before and we've said there's going to be 80 players on campus, right? There's going to be 80 recruits there. Whenever we said that and you've taken off the 5 to 10 commitments that were there, let's say there's 75 or 70 recruits that are there, usually there's only a handful of guys that still have offers, and maybe there's just a couple, 3 more that get an offer. So this is a really rare weekend of like the basically truly Nebraska's board. And it feels like I've been chasing these guys down since June because I have been. These guys, Nebraska has been selling this weekend to these recruits now for months. And this is the end result. The end result is they have basically 40 guys that represent the last, few spots they're going to take in the 2025 class. And then basically represents the top of their board in 2026, including 3 quarterbacks, the number 1 offensive tackle, their number 1 IOL, 2 4-star running backs. Yeah, this is quite the group in Lincoln this weekend.
You bring up those names, right? We've talked about like a DeZiefin Walker, a Hudson Parliament, Jackson Cantwell before, as well as like a JJ Dunnigan. But you do bring up the quarterbacks, 3 of them, Brody McWhorter, Michael Clayton, and then Dayton Raiola. If you look at Nebraska's big board from what you've seen, you've heard from those 3 players and just your intuition, is there a 1, 2, 3 ranking for Nebraska on those 3 quarterbacks in town right now?
I said in Tunnel Talk this morning, it feels like it's Michael Clayton, Dayton Raiola kind of leading the group, and then there's everybody else. I think that what Nebraska is doing, which is smart, is they're still building their board. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a little light. I mean, Dayton Raiola has great arm talent. He is learning what it takes now to play at a very high level at Buford. And he's going to get there. He's drinking from the fire hose right now. And it's, you can take, arm talent can take you so far. Then you just have to kind of apply, and you have to learn, and you have to fail, and you have to then make adjustments, and then you'll get those successes, and then you want to build on those successes. Dayton has not had a chance to do that really yet. And now he's finally having that opportunity, this season. But then you take him against like a guy like Michael Clayton at Seminole High School in Orlando, and Clayton's put up monster numbers, and he's really being, from like the folks that I had spoke to about all the summer camp sessions and all that good stuff, because that's where Clayton was really kind of discovered. 4-star quarterback just shows up to Nebraska camp. He was the best looking quarterback in Lincoln all summer long. So and I will tell you this, he has the best frame. He's a 6'3" guy, so you're looking at a guy that can really probably add some good size to him. So, I mean, and I think the Brody McWhorter's interesting. I caught up with Brody like right after he got the offer from Nebraska, but it seemed like things were narrowing down for him at that point, and now he's a West Virginia commitment. Nebraska's not allowing themselves to get caught up in, hey, you're committed, but so we're going to stop recruiting you. And that's exactly what Dawson Merritt said to me too. He said, Nebraska said, we're going to honor that, and we respect that you're going to, that you're committed to Alabama, but we're going to keep recruiting you. They gave him 2 weeks. And they picked right back up again. And I think Nebraska is being very smart about that, but you're adding those guys back to your board, knowing that you have a little bit more to overcome than maybe you do with a guy that's not committed anywhere else. So I think Nebraska's doing a great job with really cultivating and developing that board that they have a quarterback, but I don't think that they're done here yet.
A couple more for you before we let you go here, Brian. First of all, you mentioned the fact that this is, the top of Nebraska's 26 board and the end of their 25 board. Strick and I talked yesterday about how you probably won't be able to say after tomorrow night's game, in the aftermath on Sunday or Monday, that it was a turning point for the program. But if everything goes well, let's say Nebraska pulls out the win and they have a successful recruiting weekend as well, which again, we'll be able to see down the line. Do you think that in a few years, we could be looking back at this Colorado game and saying, yeah, Matt Rule made it work. He did a pretty good job with a short year one with a turnaround. Year two, the big stride was Dylan Raiola. But then years 3 and 4, you can really pinpoint when Nebraska took off because of how the Colorado game went and how recruiting went at the Colorado game for the Huskers.
100%. I mean, there's a couple things that kind of go into that. I mean, first of all, Nebraska has to be successful tomorrow night. I don't think if they lost the game tomorrow night, there's no way to really spin this. I mean, you have to go out there and win that game. And I feel good about Nebraska's chances. I mean, I'm not going to lie to you. I think that what they showed a week ago, just kind of, very vanilla four-man pressure, all night long on defense, nothing real crazy, on offense at all. I think they have everything left in the bag to go against Colorado. So I think it's exactly where you want to be. But I think you're always going to get that environment. You're always going to have that atmosphere. It was, national, under the lights, Memorial Stadium on Saturday night against Colorado, who is just one of those opponents, that really is crawled under the skin of most Nebraska fans. So it's really, really, really going to be dialed up on Saturday night. And when you add basically the visitor list, the recruits that'll be in town, knowing that you have to impress those guys, it's like throwing gallons of gas on a 3-alarm fire. It's really going to be one of those things I think that's going to bring it to a fever pitch. Nebraska fans know what's at stake. I think that this is a huge statement game for Nebraska to get back on things on track nationally. And I think to your point, it's really that game that you can go back and point towards and say, that was really where things took a turn for the better. You can kind of say the die then is cast about what happened with those remaining 2025 guys, what happened then with the success they had in the 2026 group. It'll come back to that night on Saturday night.
I'm with you. I think the fans know what's at stake. Does the coaching staff know what's at stake? Matt Rule has played it very Matt Rule, right? Low key, we're going to go to work. It's another game, but it's not just another game. Do you like the approach that Matt Rule has taken to Colorado Week and his messaging to his team and to the media?
I do. I think he has to just show it's business as usual. It's BAU. It may be Colorado, and they may have, the flashiest uniforms out there, and they may not have been, the Nebraska's favorite opponents, in the years that before Matt Rule even knew about what it was to be the head coach at Nebraska. But it's the next team up on the schedule. Mm-hmm. And he has to take it that way with everyone. And if he goes out there and he executes that, this is about culture. This is about buying in. This is about believing. If Matt Rule pulls this one off, and it's like we're just setting the next team up, and we're just going to go out on Saturday night and execute, guess what? They go do the same thing to you and I. They go do the same thing to whomever after that, until you get to whatever week it is that they play Ohio State. And then guess what? You've got the team not thinking about who it is that they're playing. They just know they got to go out there and do what the coaches have said, because up to that point, they have had success when they have gone out and tried and had to do that. That is going to be critical. So they go out and do that Saturday night, get a belief in place. They kind of just go ahead and march through the whole thing. It's a nameless, faceless opponent, and they just go out and execute what they've learned the week before.
It's not a nameless, faceless opponent for plenty of people here in Nebraska, though. Brian, do you have any favorite Nebraska-Colorado memories?
Oh, man. I went to the game in Strick. I can't remember what the year was. I was in college, and boy, it was cold. I want to say Foreman returned an interception for a touchdown.
Yep.
And we were in the north end zone, my buddy and I'm actually at his house right now. It's my college roommate. And we were frozen. We had icicles hanging off of us, man. I mean, the frozen rain that was coming out of the north was just sticking to our backs, and we were miserable, but Nebraska won, and it couldn't have been a better weekend. So that game actually stands out. I love the Ndamukong Suh interception return and the kick by Alex Henry. That's still one of those more recent memories. But that one, I think it was 95, 96.
I'm thinking it's 96, as we played the highlight, and Jay always brings that up. So I'm pretty sure it was 96.
Yeah, so that game right there, though, would have been the one where I had it in person, watching Henry and Sue on television. Probably the most fondest memories of this matchup.
That's awesome. Brian, as always, thank you for your time. We want to encourage people to go check out your work at Husker Online, part of the On3 Network. Find Brian on Twitter as well for all the latest in Husker football recruiting. Thanks for pushing us back later in the week, Brian. It was great stuff. It was totally worth the wait. Enjoy the game tomorrow and have a great weekend, man.
I appreciate it, guys. We'll talk soon.
All right.
Brian joined us on our VIP line, brought to you by Allo Fiber, where they understand the importance of exceptional service with local hard. We'll go to break. We'll get you set up for the first Husker Huddle, taking place at the Apothecary down the street from us at 8th and P. He's Strick. I'm Austin. We'll be right back. Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a few sprinkles are possible this morning. Otherwise, probably the mostly sunny skies this afternoon, and a high around 76. Tonight, mostly clear skies, with the low around 49. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly sunny skies return, with an afternoon high around 75. I'm meteorologist Kyle Hucker from 93.7 The Ticket, and theticketfm.com.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
You're counting on your team to win, so why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Heartland International in Lincoln reminds us people today are facing more hardships than ever. It's becoming all too common to hear someone's become so desperate they've taken their own life. People almost always warn those close to them that desperation is near. Be a shoulder to lean on and insist that they seek professional help. This message from Dennis and Penny Nunn at Heartland International in Lincoln, marketing quality products since 1974. Visit heartlandinternational.com. We're stronger when we help one another.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier Sea-Doo dealership. Score up to $300 off or a free 2-year warranty on 2024 Sea-Doo Sparks and $500 off or a free 2-year warranty on all other brand new 2024 Sea-Doos. Rule the streets on an Indian motorcycle with customer cash and trade-in credits up to $2,000 during the month of September. On or off-road, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered with a large selection of motorcycles and watercraft in stock at their new 27th and I-80 location. Hurry in, the clock is running down.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
It's all fun and games until you're stuck with bad internet. So why leave your connection up to chance?
Fiber is fast and keeps you on track with reliable service from real people. Because with bad internet, buffering, hidden fees, and random robots can feel like start, stop, wait, start, no wait, stop, or just switch to Fiber and break free from misery. Visit allofiber.com/break free to get started with Fiber today.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
If Nebraska football beats Colorado, it's going to feel a little bit like Nebraska basketball beating Creighton 2 years ago. Point is, Nebraska dictated tempo and style. And I think that is very important in this matchup, and it can be a turning point.
What was different about that team is, like you said, it was the start of overcoming mental prisons in their mind.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello, everybody. Keith Jackson. Behind me, Memorial Stadium, University of Nebraska-Lincoln. Today, the unbeaten Colorado Buffaloes are thundering across the plains to take on the undefeated Nebraska Cornhuskers. Sort of reminds me of that old Roger Miller lyric, "You can't roller skate in the buffalo herd." Well, I would suggest to you that the Cornhuskers intend to find out.
And Detmer in and out of the hands, and it's intercepted on the opening play of the game by Travis Hill.
Colorado starts first down and 10 to go. They'll start from their 16-yard line. Jay Foreman is now in the game at middle linebacker for Nebraska. Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
They've got a 4 wide receiver group on 2nd and 10. Detmer will go down. And the ball is loose. And I think he took it right away from him. Morella's got it for Nebraska. Does he have enough? Is it long enough? He got it! Calvin Jones, he's going to go. Touchdown. That's healthy competition. 47 yards. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Hawkins pass, got it complete at the 32. Comes loose. Knocked out by Nebraska. And it's Gomes down the sideline, and he's going to be tackled at the 3-yard line.
Here's Lance Lewis, the fullback. He's going to score. Came in averaging over 8.5 yards a carry. We told he doesn't see it often, but when he does, he makes it count. 34 yards, touchdown.
Hawkins in the gun gets the snap. Sets, throws, batted down, intercepted at Ndamukong. Sue to the 20, 15. Hawkins traps him, knocks him, touchdown Sue. Ndamukong's second touchdown of the year.
Man, if that doesn't get the juices flowing for Nebraska, Colorado, I don't know what will. Stricky, you hype?
I'm
you fired up? You ready?
I'm hype. Me and C-Bo gonna get together tomorrow, do a little tailgating right here at the Ticket too. It's gonna be a little tailgate action right here with the mill and all of that.
Hey, you, me, and Chancellor down at Kindler tomorrow.
We at Kindler tomorrow?
Stricky.
What time?
It's on the sheet. Check your email.
No,
check your email, my friend. Check your email.
Check
your email.
I might stay at the night.
Do it. I dare you.
No, I can't do
I'll give you my address. You can stay at my house.
Really?
Yeah.
Hang out with little Baby Husker?
Yeah. Baby Herbie.
Yeah. I like Baby Herbie. He's got one of
He's a baller.
He's got one of the beautiful, most handsomest smiles. He's your heart, my boy.
He sure is.
Yeah, I'm happy for
all
you,
of it.
man.
I appreciate that. You know, you're a dad multiple times. I'm a dad once, but they change you for the better.
Yeah, we got me, Chancellor, and you, huh?
Yeah.
I'm looking at it now.
15 minutes of fire.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah. Okay.
We're the midway point, Stricky.
We're in the middle.
Yeah, that's us.
I like that.
They build up to us, and then they crescendo to us.
Because there's
they
no one
crescendo
like us.
down.
They're not like us.
They not like us.
I'm trying to tell them.
Ain't that the freaking truth?
They don't listen.
We got just a few minutes here before we go to old school. I'll have it here for the first half an hour or so, 4:30 to 5:30. Pure, uncut, unadulterated Husker content from the Apothecary. DP's down there. Whole host of people will be down there with him. We will give you no breaks from 4:30 to 5:30 right here on these airwaves. But Stricky, to wrap up, we got to do it. Skurs get it done or more heartbreak tomorrow?
I say Skurs get it done. I gave you my score already, so I put it on paper. 31-24. No. I said 30. I said 34-24. Yeah.
Okay.
34-24.
Text line, get your score predictions in here as well. 402-464-5685. We'll go over those if we get a couple here in the next couple minutes. If not, I'll go through it on old school. Strick, I don't know how confident I am that Nebraska will win. It's been a team that, despite how good the defense has been, has still struggled against elite offenses. And I'm willing to give that moniker to Colorado. Shedeur Sanders is a top 5 NFL draft pick. Travis Hunter probably should be the same. Jimmy Horn knows how to find space in a defense, and they got plenty of other weapons there as well. I think their offensive line is better than it was last year. I think their defensive line is better than it was last year. They held North Dakota State to under 4 yards per carry. So, yeah, Nebraska has to play Colorado, but at the same time, Colorado has to play Nebraska. Nebraska didn't have a Banks and Ayor last year. Another full year of Fedoni. We'll see 4 running backs. We'll see what they settle into as the rotation. The Dylan Raiola factor is absolutely real. And Strick, I think the Memorial Stadium factor is real. I think Memorial Stadium, I think Lincoln, this team, this program, have been waiting for an opportunity like this. Maybe you can say the last one was Michigan back in 2021 that Nebraska let slip through the fingers, but there was a different energy in here before. All the former Huskers walking through, getting ready for the 94 reunion and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It's felt different this week. You can feel the buzz, the electricity in the air. Memorial Stadium needs to continue that tonight. And again, Colorado's going to make big plays, but that's no reason for the energy to leave the crowd. I don't know if Nebraska puts up 40. I think Nebraska is going to have to put up 30 to win it. I'll say Nebraska 33, Colorado 24 will be my final score prediction.
You know what?
What?
Are you trying to do me like The Price is Right?
I settled on this yesterday, Stricky.
You didn't say 34-20.
I said 33-24. Cap! I didn't say it on air, but that's I was thinking through it.
Cap!
33-20. Hey, you know what? You know what?
And
you
more
want
cap.
It? Here you go.
That's
Take
major
it,
cap.
Take it. That cap's all yours.
That cap.
You did. Thanks, my guy.
We'll try to take my.
Gosh, my hair. I need a haircut.
Trying to take.
That's probably on the docket tomorrow before the game. Got to look classy for the stampede that's about to happen. We'll call it a show here. It has been a fantastic week on the block. Big thanks to Brian Munson for joining us last segment. That'll be up and ready for you to listen to podcast style here after not long. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Be smart before the game. Stop by and see us. Stop in through the window, right? Wave to us. Say hello on your way by. Stop by the Kindler. Stricky and I will be there along with Chancellor Brewington and some other people down there for pregame as well. It's been a great week. Let's have a great weekend. For Strick, for Ellie, I'm Austin. We've got old school coming up next. I'll get you set up for what's going on at our first Husker Huddle down at the Apothecary at 8th and P. We'll tell you more about that in my words, DP's words, and maybe even some former Huskers words as well. That's 4:30 to 5:30, 4 to 4:30 though. You're with me. We'll go to break. Old school comes your way right after this.
Primary care that understands you. At CHI Health Clinic, our dedicated primary care team takes time to hear you, understand you, and get to know you and your family at every stage of life. We believe in building lasting relationships with our patients. That's why we offer convenient, affordable health care close to home or work. Find out how we treat your whole family like family at chihealth.com/primary care.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial to residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to mwrbuildingandfence.com.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at USC in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a downtown LA hotel, exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at USC. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
For 15 years, Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping has been helping Lincoln become healthier, happier, and more fit through our proven combination of kickboxing, strength training, and nutrition coaching. And to celebrate 15 years of success, we're offering you 50% off our next 10-week challenge beginning September 14th. That's 10 weeks of fun group fitness classes and individualized coaching for half off. And at the end of the 10 weeks, someone's walking away with $1,000 for the best transformation. Come check it out. What do you have to lose? Click on the banner at theticketfm.com to learn more. Farrell's Extreme Body Shaping at 40th and Yankee Hill or 70th and Vine. And check us out online at fxblincoln.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
You're counting on your team to win. So why not prove it? By placing your bets at Warhorse Sportsbook. Their win is your win. Put your money where your mouth is on nearly every sporting event. Use the Warhorse app to check odds and build your bets before placing your wagers in person at Warhorse Casino, including live in-game betting. No bets, no glory. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
It's all fun and games until you're stuck with bad internet. So why leave your connection up to chance? Allofiber is fast and keeps you on track with reliable service from real people. Because with bad internet, buffering, hidden fees, and random robots can feel like start, stop, wait, start, no wait, stop, or just switch to Allofiber and break free from misery. Visit allofiber.com/break free to get started with Allofiber today.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the Ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Fuhrer's cheese spread? I can't stop eating it. Rico, relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Fuhrer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into Old School. We are still on the On the Block stream if you're watching online, because we're here for just a few minutes before we send you out to the Apothecary at 8th and P for the first Husker Huddle. I'm Austin Orman. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. 3 Lincoln locations now. Not 1, not 2, but 3. The 2 that you know about are at 84th and Havelock, as well as 30th and Yankee Hill. The other one at 85th and Andermatt, just off of 84th and Highway 2 here in Lincoln. And then for our Omaha friends, we also have a location for the Mercado up in Omaha at 168th and Maple. We're here at 1040 O Street for just a couple minutes before, again, we send you down to the Apothecary for the first Husker Huddle. Got a question at the end of On the Block from 5704. Hey, Austin, how many of Rule's recruits are playing now? The old saying is you don't know what a coach has until year 4, because then they're all his. 5704, hope you're still around and listening to this. We didn't have time to get to it during On the Block. There's a reason that's an old saying. Anymore, really the window for a coach is 3 years. If you haven't turned it around and shown legitimate progress in 3 years, you're closer to out the door than on your throat. 3 years is really, and even in the transfer portal, I think it's maybe accelerated even a little bit faster, because you're not just relying on 90% of your recruits being from high school and then augmenting and supplementing with the transfer portal. Anymore, it might be closer to 50-50 or 2/3 high school, 1/3 transfer, 60-40 high school transfer. So there's even maybe more pressure to build back and win faster now. But to answer your question, how many of Rule's recruits are playing right now? Most of them are out of the transfer portal, right? You look at Banks and Nayor on offense, Micah Mazuka at right guard for the Huskers, Dylan Raiola at quarterback, obviously. But Jalen Lloyd has seen the field and had a role. Malachi Coleman had a role last year as well. Ja'Cory Barney, backup receiver, seems to be playing a role. On defense, it is absolutely a lot more of the Scott Frost recruits. But Nebraska held on to Cam Lenhart despite the coaching change, so you give Nebraska credit for that. Same with a guy like Prince Will Uman-Mielen. Stephon Thompson as a transfer. Vincent Shavers is on the field as a freshman. Amari Sanders on the field as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's mostly talent that the previous staff recruited, but you also can't say Nebraska isn't getting more out of the players from a previous staff than the previous staff was, right? Nash Hutmacher, better player now. Ty Robinson, probably more productive now. Jamari Butler wasn't really anything until last year when he burst on the scene. But Kai Bayer was an afterthought. The staff is getting the most out of him. I would argue John Bullock probably doesn't play the same role under the previous staff as he is on this one. So, no, it's not a lot of Rules, guys, but kind of it is at the same time as well. That was quick. Time for me to go to break. We're having a special conversation live from the Apothecary DP. I'll take it away here in just about 5 minutes. Make sure you stick with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter as well. We'll get the other stream up and running for you. First Husker Huddle comes your way here in just a couple minutes.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career? Or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell